Hey, Facebook. So I wanted to take a second today to just address a couple of things that were said to us a lot yesterday. Well, not a lot, but it stood out. So we were at a festival and we had a booth there, and I always love talking to people about chiropractic because so many times people have no experience with chiropractic. They've just kind of heard of it but never seen one. They haven't really thought about it. They're not sure if it would help. And so that's one of the biggest reasons that I love doing events like that, is to just open up that conversation and at least be one smiling face, trying to tell the world about the joys and amazing things that chiropractic can do for people. So one of the biggest things is when people, they come in and into our booth, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? Have you ever seen a chiropractor before? And they'll say no. I'll say, why not? And they almost always stop to think, like, why not? Why not? I guess I never really thought about it. Or, some people will say, yeah, I just didn't know where to go. But then you also get sometimes people that say, like, you hear horror stories about chiropractic. And I have to sit there and I'm like, you do? From who? What are they? Like, what are the horror stories? Because, my honest experience is that I see things that are pretty darn close to miracles every single day when I work on people. People lay on the table, they come in and they have pain that's a 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 10 out of pain. And they leave with sometimes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, at worst 5 out of 10 pain. And, so that to me is like the opposite of a horror story. That's like a beautiful fairy tale happy ending. To me, it's amazing that someone can, in about 15 minutes time, go from really high pain to much lower pain. And that is the vast majority. That's like 99% of people that leave here leave with their pain significantly lowered. And that's because that's my goal. That is my one big goal. So, I guess on one hand, I don't understand what the horror stories are, or I think it's something that people just say because chiropractic is different. It's not always been a popular way to go, or not always well respected by some people in the medical community. Now, one thing I want to say is that we get referrals from pain management doctors at Metro Health regularly, every week, and other physicians as well. So we make friends with people in the medical community, and we do that because we respect the work they do, and we know we have something to offer that they don't. We know how to take that pain away without side effects, without surgery, without drugs, without injections. That's what I know I offer. And that's huge. As long as they can trust me, they will happily be like, yeah, get my patients off of opioids and feeling great. Sure, of course, please. They just didn't know that could happen. And now that they know, they send them all the time. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy when I see that, because I want to tilt the scale. I don't want it to be you hear horror stories about chiropractic, because you don't really. I mean, sometimes people say, oh, well, the noise with my neck, it freaks me out, or my doctor warned me not to let them touch my neck or something like that. Here's my answer to that. Has that doctor ever been adjusted by a chiropractor? I mean, honestly, because many, many doctors have not. So what are they basing that off of? Is it based off of a fear? Probably. Fear of the unknown. Fear of what could happen. Fear of what someone told them. Or is it based off of a fact? Or something else. But if it's not based off of a fact, then it plainly just shouldn't really be said, because you might hear horror stories about chiropractic, but I see beautiful, happy, wonderful things every day happen to people. And it's not just in my office, it's all over the world, guys. People get adjusted. Babies, little infant, tiny babies get adjusted, and it changes everything about how they're growing and developing. It's amazing. And it's not the same as an adult adjustment. It's more like gentle stretches and massage and relaxation. It's so gentle and soft and a beautiful technique. And, so that's my thing, is like, what are these horror stories, and how do we stop them from being told? How do we tilt the scale? How do we stop having chiropractic be the underdog when really we have no place as the underdog. We have a place front and center, driving people's care away from side effects, drugs, surgery, things that are in the long term no good for your health, but do help with your symptoms. There's a place for that stuff, but you can't rely on it. That's how we got here, guys. That's how we got to where we have a terrifying opioid crisis, people with addictions. This is how we got to all this chronic pain and toxicity. We did it wrong. And now we know. We can't claim ignorance anymore. We know what these things do to us. There are so many drugs out there that are so dangerous, and chiropractic can help everything. And nutrition and changing your way of living can help more than any pill ever could in the long term. Okay. The other thing is, my friend or doctor, to never let them touch your neck. Ask that friend or doctor if they've even been to a chiropractor. Ask them what their experience was. Ask them if that chiropractor explained to them what was going on and how it could help them. Sometimes it's just, I didn't know what was going to happen. I felt a big pop or a crack and it was so loud, I got nervous. Okay, but did your neck feel better afterwards? Yeah, it did. What's the problem? So you didn't like it. That's okay. That's so fair. If you don't like it, it is your job to tell the doctor that. And it is the doctor's job to listen, ask, and honor your feedback and honor your body's natural preferences and find another way. There is like a method for everyone. There are like 20 different ways to adjust every bone in the body. So guys, there's something that works for you out there and works for your comfort level and your pain levels. The other thing is, I get all the time is, I heard you can have a stroke. Now, okay. Yeah, you can. You can have a stroke doing a lot of things. You can have a stroke looking right or left if your arteries are already compromised or are prone to being compromised. There's an artery that runs in between the bones of your neck. It is one of the most rare arteries to cause a stroke ever, and it is the only one that can be caused by a chiropractic adjustment. So the latest risks that I received from my malpractice insurance carrier, which, by the way, I pay like thousands of dollars less than a medical doctor does for malpractice, because what I do is not dangerous, it's beautiful. And what medical doctors do is dangerous. They cut into people, it's scary. Thank goodness they're so brilliant at what they do, most of them, right? Because it's absolutely life-saving stuff. But no one's coming after them for how dangerous it is, right? But I get that. So what, the latest statistics is that it's 1 in 2 million people may have a stroke from a chiropractic adjustment, and that's only if they're predisposed to having a stroke already, meaning their arteries are in bad shape. They're either having like plaques or already started to tear or dissect, and anything would do it at that point. Honestly, they're a walking risk. So let's compare those odds to something. So 1 to 1 in 1 million. So a plane crash is 1 in about 15 million. Okay, so we're not that far off from the same odds as a plane crash. The other thing is people who are admitted to the hospital from too much aspirin use that have major GI problems and bleeding and events. Taking too much aspirin, having severe problems with your GI tract incident, this happens, let's see, per 1 million, 1,219 events. 1,200 events per 1 million people per year that die from aspirin use. That's way more common than having a stroke from chiropractic care. So yeah, is there a risk? Yes. Yeah, you have to say, of course there is. But let's talk about the odds. Let's talk about the risk, and let's be responsible about what we're saying to people. Because I don't care for that. When I hear that someone's saying that to patients, that's fear-mongering, guys, and you're better than that. Don't let people make you afraid. Fear is not a reason to do or not do something. Fear is only a reason to learn more. If you are afraid of chiropractic, it's because there's something you don't know. You don't know what to expect. You don't know if it will help or hurt. You don't know if it's going to scare you. You don't know the person it's fear is what it is. and you don't have anything to be afraid of. Not if you're in good hands. So, don't let fear hold you back, because fear isn't, it's not a good reason to start something. You wouldn't be like, "Ooh, I'm terrified, so I guess I'll start chiropractic care. I'm so afraid." So fear is not a reason to not do something either. It's a reason to learn more. So I just wanted to touch on a couple of those things. And I also wanted to just say that I'm so thankful and grateful for all the beautiful things I heard about chiropractic yesterday, which is, oh my gosh, my friend, it changed their life and they can walk again now. My headaches are a thing of the past. They're gone. My chiropractor cares about me so much. I've never felt so cared for in my life. And then all the beautiful compliments that we get each day when we're taking such good care of people. And it's simply because we love people. We love taking care of people. We love what we do. And it's one of the most beautiful things that was ever invented, to take care of people. So I consider myself lucky to be able to do that for people. And that's just my response to some of those things. And I always say it with a smile, I'm like, "You heard horror stories? Oh my gosh, did someone sneak up on someone else? Like, what kind of story is this?" And usually it's something coming from fear, something that was told to people. And it's okay, guys. It's just not okay to deprive your nervous system of some care that it could really benefit from, that could change your pain levels in your life, because there's something you don't know. So learn more, read more, find out more, and have a great day. Thanks for bearing with me there while I got slightly confrontational about some of these things that you hear all the time. I like to address those things because I'm not afraid of addressing them. I'm afraid of not addressing them. Okay? Well, have a lovely day. Stay dry out there, and see you soon.